Unveiling the tapestry, Islam's enduring legacy in China. Did you know that Islam's roots in China stretch back over 13 centuries? This is a story of cultural exchange, adaptation, and resilience, often overshadowed by contemporary narratives. Let's delve into the fascinating history of Islam in China, separating fact from fiction and exploring its profound impact. Islam's arrival in China is intrinsically linked to the legendary Silk Road. As early as 651 AD, during the Qing Dynasty, official records indicate that Muslim envoys reached the court of Emperor Gaozong in Chang'an, modern-day Xi'an. This marked the beginning of a continuous, albeit complex, relationship between Islam and China. These early interactions were primarily driven by trade. Muslim merchants venturing eastward along the Silk Road established trading posts in coastal cities like Guangzhou and Quanzhou. These bustling ports became melting pots of cultures where Islamic traditions began to subtly intertwine with existing Chinese customs. The Qing Dynasty, known for its cosmopolitanism and openness to foreign cultures, provided a relatively welcoming environment for these early Muslim communities. Mosques were built, and Islamic practices were observed, laying the foundation for a lasting presence. This initial period of peaceful coexistence set the stage for future developments. During the Qing Dynasty and subsequent periods, Muslims were often referred to as wuxi fanke, meaning foreigners of the fifth generation. This designation reflected their position within the Confucian social hierarchy, where merchants, regardless of their origin, were placed at the bottom. This categorization highlights the complex social dynamics at play. While Muslim merchants contributed significantly to China's economy, they were also viewed as outsiders, subject to the prevailing social norms and expectations. This tension between economic integration and social marginalization would continue to shape the Muslim experience in China. Despite their lower social status, Muslim communities thrived, maintaining their religious identity while adapting to the Chinese cultural landscape. They established their own institutions, including mosques and schools, to preserve their traditions and educate their children. This resilience is a testament to their commitment to their faith and their ability to navigate a foreign environment. The Mongol Yuan dynasty, 1279 to 1368, marked a significant turning point in the history of Islam in China. Under Mongol rule, Muslims from various parts of the empire were appointed to administrative positions, playing a crucial role in the dynasty's governance and expansion. Figures like Sayyid Ajal Shams al-Din Omar, a descendant of the Prophet Muhammad, rose to prominence, serving as governors and administrators in key regions. These Muslim officials brought with them their expertise in various fields, contributing to the empire's economic and military strength. This period of increased influence also led to the construction of numerous mosques and the further expansion of Islamic learning. Muslim scholars and intellectuals made significant contributions to Chinese society, particularly in fields like astronomy, medicine, and mathematics. The Yuan dynasty, therefore, represents a period of both opportunity and integration for Muslims in China. The Ming dynasty, 1368 to 1644, which followed the Yuan, adopted a different approach towards its Muslim population. While initially maintaining a degree of tolerance, the Ming emperors increasingly emphasized assimilation, encouraging Muslims to adopt Chinese customs, language, and dress. This policy of assimilation led to the gradual adoption of Chinese names and the integration of Confucian values into Islamic thought. Many Muslims began to speak Chinese fluently and adopted Chinese cultural practices, blurring the lines between their Islamic identity and their Chinese heritage. However, this period also witnessed the emergence of a unique Sino-Islamic culture. Muslim scholars began to translate Islamic texts into Chinese, creating a body of literature known as the Han Kitab. This intellectual movement sought to reconcile Islamic teachings with Confucian principles, creating a distinct form of Islamic expression that resonated with Chinese audiences. One of the most remarkable figures of the Ming dynasty was Zheng He, a Muslim admiral who led 7 epic voyages of exploration between 1405 and 1433. Commissioned by the Yongle Emperor, Zheng He's fleet sailed across the Indian Ocean, reaching as far as East Africa, establishing trade relations and showcasing China's power and influence. Zheng He's voyages not only expanded China's economic and political reach, but also facilitated cultural exchange between China and the rest of the world. His expeditions brought back exotic goods, new knowledge, and diplomatic envoys, enriching Chinese society and fostering a greater understanding of different cultures. Zheng He's legacy as a Muslim admiral, serving the Ming dynasty, is a powerful symbol of the complex and multifaceted relationship between Islam and China. His story highlights the contributions of Muslims to Chinese society and the potential for peaceful coexistence and collaboration. The Han Kitab, a collection of Islamic texts translated and interpreted in Chinese, represents a significant intellectual achievement in the history of Islam in China. This body of literature emerged during the Ming and Qing dynasties as a means of preserving Islamic teachings while adapting them to the Chinese cultural context. Scholars like Liu Ji, a prominent figure in the Han Kitab movement, sought to reconcile Islamic theology with Confucian philosophy, creating a unique synthesis of Eastern and Western thought. They argued that Islam and Confucianism shared common values, such as respect for elders, the importance of education, and the pursuit of moral excellence. The Han Kitab played a crucial role in preserving Islamic identity among Chinese Muslims, providing them with a framework for understanding their faith within the context of their own culture. It also served as a bridge between Islamic and Chinese civilizations, fostering mutual understanding and respect. The Qing Dynasty, 1644 to 1912, ruled by the Manchus, initially maintained a policy of religious tolerance towards Muslims. However, as the dynasty weakened and faced internal challenges, tensions between the Qing government and Muslim communities began to escalate. Economic grievances, coupled with cultural and religious differences, led to a series of Muslim rebellions in the 19th century. These uprisings, such as the Panthay Rebellion in Yunnan and the Dongan Revolt in the northwest, were brutally suppressed by the Qing government, resulting in significant loss of life and widespread destruction. These rebellions highlight the growing discontent among Muslim communities and the challenges of maintaining social harmony in a multi-ethnic and multi-religious society. They also underscore the importance of addressing economic and political grievances to prevent future conflicts. The 20th century brought significant changes to China, including the overthrow of the Qing Dynasty and the establishment of the Republic of China. Initially, the Republican government adopted a policy of religious freedom, allowing Muslims to practice their faith without interference. However, the rise of communism and the establishment of the People's Republic of China in 1949 brought new challenges for Muslims. The Communist Party of China, CPC, viewed religion as a potential threat to its authority and implemented policies aimed at controlling and suppressing religious activities. During the Cultural Revolution, 1966 to 1976, mosques were destroyed, religious leaders were persecuted, and Islamic practices were severely restricted. This period of intense repression had a devastating impact on Muslim communities and their cultural heritage. In recent decades, the Chinese government has adopted a more nuanced approach towards religion, recognizing its potential role in promoting social harmony and economic development. However, concerns remain regarding the government's policies towards Muslims, particularly in Xinjiang, where the Uyghur population faces significant restrictions on their religious and cultural practices. The CPC views Islamic ideas as extremist and foreign, and has implemented policies aimed at re-educating Uyghurs and assimilating them into mainstream Chinese society. These policies have been widely criticized by human rights organizations and international observers, who argue that they violate the Uyghurs' fundamental rights. Despite these challenges, Islam continues to be a vibrant and dynamic force in Chinese society. Millions of Muslims across China continue to practice their faith, maintain their cultural traditions, and contribute to the country's economic and social development. The future of Islam in China will depend on the ability of the government and Muslim communities to find common ground and build a relationship based on mutual respect and understanding. In recent years, there has been a growing amount of misinformation and propaganda surrounding the issue of Islam in China. It is crucial to approach this topic with a critical and objective perspective, separating fact from fiction and avoiding generalizations. It is important to recognize that the experiences of Muslims in China are diverse and complex. Not all Muslims are Uyghurs, and not all Uyghurs are subjected to the same level of restrictions. It is also important to acknowledge the efforts of many Chinese Muslims to integrate into Chinese society and contribute to the country's development. By promoting accurate information and fostering open dialogue, we can help to counter misinformation and promote a more nuanced understanding of the complex relationship between Islam and China. The history of Islam in China is a rich and complex tapestry, woven with threads of cultural exchange, adaptation, and resilience. By understanding this history, we can gain a deeper appreciation for the diversity of human experience and the challenges of building harmonious societies. We encourage you to delve deeper into this fascinating topic. Research the Han Kitab, explore the legacy of Zheng He, and learn about the experiences of Muslims in contemporary China. Share your knowledge with others, challenge misinformation, and promote a more nuanced understanding of this important issue. Let's work together to foster a world where different cultures and religions can coexist peacefully and respectfully. Start by sharing this video, subscribing to our channel for more insightful content, and leaving your thoughts in the comments below. Your engagement is crucial in promoting understanding and countering misinformation.